Good morning, everybody. New week starts with a big smile in my face because a few minutes ago I placed an order on Thomann for an SSL Pure Drive Quad, an Art Pro, I always forget the name, a few cables and an Audix D2. And that's awesome. And that's really awesome. So in a few days we're gonna change preamps. Gonna do all this cabling stuff once more. Hoping that everything works, make a lot of tests, a lot of things. Wanna make some comparison, some tests, and actually a month back or so, I started working on a preamp comparison video, and I figured, okay, I need to redo this completely because one of those preamps that I use don't exist anymore. And yeah, awesome start to the week. Yeah, now I'm relieved. I'm really relieved. So, what's on the menu for this week? Mixing Aragon. We need to do a love song today. What else? Oh yeah, work on the song we did yesterday with the Italian singer-songwriter. Awesome. Did an awesome track yesterday, an awesome ballad in Italian. And might show you that. And what else? A bunch of stuff. The list is pretty full. I forgot. Anyway, it's all somewhere written down. So, without further ado, yeah, as usual, huh? Coffee, and then let's go. I'm working on a mix. I just need a quick break, and so I thought, okay, let's rip out some stuff I don't need anymore. Like, yeah, we can get rid of this converter, and we can get rid of this cable that ran the analog signals, and yeah, let's do that while trying to maintain the interface in running condition. That might be a tricky part, but we'll make it happen. I made a list where what should go. I'm back. Right, so we're gonna have the SSL up in front. So you then go away for now, and let's mark stuff. That one is gonna be the one for the RME, and what's plugged in the RME right now will be the one for the SSL, the gold mic, and the art. So yeah, let's change that, and let's mark it actually, so I know where what is. This now is called SSL. And you just live here somewhere. All right. I'm awesome. So you then no, that's wrong. That's you are the SSL, right? Yes. Yeah, and yeah. So that's RME then. So, and these are just spare. So they can go somewhere else. Alright. I'm really bad at cable management. Now the question is that long enough? We will see. You know what that is? It's the BNC cable, so that connects to the back here, and that's the work clock, so that keeps all the digital machines in sync, so they talk to each other the right way. Progress has been made. So I'm gonna have the SSL here, the gold mic stays here roughly, the R-tube will come here, the RME stays here. I raised the interface a bit so I can access that a bit better. I will raise the distribution unit or not. No, I might not do this. I will put the cupboard. What's it called? Missing the word. You know what I mean. I will put in here that stays, and yeah, then that's a neat rack. So that one is gone. Obviously the interface is gone, and the spare EQ and the reverb I just had for fun in the rack, not connected, are gone as well. So it's a bit neater. And yeah, looking forward receiving the preamps. Don't know, should come this week. So I think we're gonna do this the week, and maybe later I'll try to get these two cables out. They're already disconnected, and I just need to pull them out somehow. Don't know how, but I'm gonna manage that later on. Yeah, let's continue mixing. I think I'm at the right point to do lunch break. Love Song is done, and the first song of Aragon already sounds pretty good. So that means, yeah, looking good on that front. And I do like that. As I record this band in 2 days, and for example the drum is completely the same, all songs through might just change a bit feeling wise from song to song. I session import all the settings for each song, so I don't start from scratch. I start from where I ended up with the last song, and I think I'm at this stage where I just can import all the settings I did for this one song. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'm now gonna get myself something to eat. Also send back some clams we didn't need at Railway. I bought them for Railway, don't need them, so I'm gonna send them back. And yeah, then we just continue with stuff to do. Some of you might know that I'm a huge Guy Chambers fan, and those who don't know who Guy Chambers is the guy behind all the great Robbie Williams songs, Angels, For Eternity, and all these great songs you may know, you might not know. Anyway, I'm a big Guy Chambers fan, and so I analyzed a lot of his work and tried to make sense of it and understand what he's doing and why his songs are so great. And I'm real quick set up the streaming, and then I'll show you what we do, or what I did yesterday. So I'm gonna mute the vocals and I'll only show you a few bits and pieces. So that's a song we wrote yesterday. It's pretty much all over the shop right now, but yeah, bring it in order. But I want to show you how this song is arranged, because you see there are a lot of guitars happening, some are unlabeled, and 3 keys going on, and only 2 vocals, and it's a pretty simple Italian ballad. So drums are not fixed in place, but that's just a standard sort of beat. And we have that with the cymbal laid on. Pretty easy. But that's not all to the rhythm section. We also have a tambourine. And you already notice the 8th notes the drummer plays on the right becomes 16th note. There's not a tambourine playing, obviously, but it gets this little moving touch when the tambourine is in. You see that? And then there are bongos. And they let the drums move so much more than they would normally. But you wouldn't say this song has bongos and tambourines in it. You wouldn't point that out, because they're buried minus 14.6 dB and minus 10.5 dB, so buried really low, but they are there. Bass is pretty standard, don't mention that. But then we have this acoustic guitar Angelo played. Pretty standard, right? But then there's this electric guitar happening. And then there's more electric guitar happening. So again, another layering thing. So these 2 guitars, if we just listen to these 2 guitar performances, they basically play the same thing, but the Strat, the cleaner one, that one, plays it really, plays it as a chord, as a full-on Western guitar chord, and the other guitar basically just plays power chords. Yeah, and together they make this. But now comes the other trick, the other thing I'm proud of, I figured out. The guitar, the acoustic guitar, plays a capo, that thing, on the second fret. So the G-D progression he plays is actually an F-C. But I play a G-D without a capo on the electric guitar. I hope you get what I mean. So these are the same chords, but played differently, so they sound differently and make it even bigger. And then there are more guitars happening. There's this guitar happening. Two guitars, like two separate guitars, one left, one right. One, two. You see, all this layering makes one huge sound. And then last but not least, there's this. This little melody tucked in and just complementing the vocals I won't show you. Sorry, privacy and not released songs. So all this stuff together I just mentioned is this. And I guarantee you, the casual listener, people, non-musicians, would say the song is arranged like this. But there's more to it. So I add all these instruments now that I think come on top. And I haven't even touched the keys. So we have a Rhodes. I'll show you the Rhodes. Strings. And then we have this organ. And you hear how the organ with the Leslie is faster on the one chord than on the other. Yeah, it's building tension and then releasing tension on the other chord. So all the keys together. And the organ actually plays the ninth chord. So it's a G9, and everything else is a G major, normal major. But that's a G9, so it builds tension and then releases tension on the other. And gets soft. And tension, and gets soft. And everything together, just the chorus, sounds like this. And the melody and the guitar complements this as well. There's tension on the first chord and then released on the second chord. And that's the way he sings it as well. Stuff. The song is coming out whenever. It's not mixed, so save your comments on the song sounds horrible. Yes, it does. It's just a songwriting phase. Love this song. Really love this song. I think that song of Angelos is a great example for how I firmly believe that your musical education can help you so much in terms of songwriting and everything you do as a musician. I totally know that it shows how I got musically educated, because I think in orchestrating stuff. For you who don't know my background, I come from a family that's pretty much into classical music a lot. There's not been much pop music in my family. Basically the only pop record I grew up with is the Blue Album by the Beatles my mom had. And only years later I figured out she had some beat records, some other beat records as well, never showed me. And then only in my teenage years I came across radio and yeah, this pop music thing. And also my musical education tended to be very classical influenced. And especially the times I seeked to study composing, there was actually a lot of classical music theory, composing theories and stuff happening. A lot of I was taught by the church musician in my hometown, so I learned a lot classical church music like Bach and Mozart and stuff like that, from a theory point. So my thinking always is like, I have an orchestra, so what do they play? And things like building tension and releasing tension, it's a big point, it's a huge point for classical music. And that translates still to this point, and it's something I'm really proud of, to be honest. I mean, there are a few friends mocking me with, that one can tell that I wrote a song because there are always certain things in it. Which, you might criticize, but I don't criticize, I actually cherish, and I think people come to seek my advice and my songwriting, my arrangement skills and stuff, because they want that. And these thinking of orchestration I take even further in mixing. So for me, instruments can complement each other and become bigger instruments. Like if you take classical music, most of the time woodwinds complement the strings. They're not playing an individual part. I know many composers do this differently, I just over-exaggerate, but so a woodwind is just complementing a violin, that creating a new sound of violin and, let's say, a flute or a clarinet together. And that's my way of thinking. Like, if two instruments play the same thing, they create a new sound. Not the sound of instrument A and instrument B, but A and B together become C. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hope so. And that's my way of thinking when writing songs, when mixing songs, and when engineering songs. So, yeah. Having a coffee now, and I don't think I'm gonna start something new now, because I'm pretty burned from this hour of writing. Yeah, maybe there's something small I could do, but actually I don't want to. So maybe I drive home after this coffee, which is a stupid idea because the coffee at home is so much better. But yeah, let's see. Good morning on a stressy Wednesday. Normally Wednesday should be my day off because for family reasons, but I had my day off yesterday for different family reasons, and I need to have my day off tomorrow on Thursday and Friday for family reasons. That means that I'm here just for a few hours, and I really need to kick some asses on the to-do list and get a lot of stuff done. So I'm not gonna sit down with my coffee on the couch and actually check in what's up. I already did this morning on the couch at home. So right now, gonna straight away start working on stuff. Mixing Aragon, mixing Angelo, writing a love song. And yeah, there's a metal project that's been on for quite some time. And they sent me, finally they sent me some vocals, and I should give this a listen that week and work on that. So yeah, a lot to do. Let's straight away move on. Yes, I'm a bit old school. I listen to all the Tom's mics in solo and cut out only where the Tom plays. So I make my own gate, because I don't trust gates that much, because occasionally they open when I hit the crash above the tom, and I don't want that to bleed in, because that sounds weird. I only want to have the tom. So yes, I do this manually, and it takes a bit of time because you have to listen to the song, you have to cut everything and make fades and stuff. But yeah, for me that's the simpler version, and that particular song only has a few parts where the lowest rag tom is playing, so I will delete all the other 3 tom tracks, because it's Aragon, we had 4 toms. And yeah, so that's the way I work. Maybe you work with gates, or you leave them as they are. That depends on the music, by the way. So if I have something folky, something where the drums should sound really lively, then I'll leave the tom mics on, just for the bleed, just for the roominess, for the feel. You know what I mean. Out of the SD card. Got my SD card, and all I have here is a 2 GB SD card, which is not enough for YouTube in any way. As I already said, it's a fast day today, so I already sort of started on 2 other songs for Aragon, and I think I'm pretty happy with 1 song, so we're making progress there. Not as much as I hoped, but we're doing progress there, and I just wrote a love song. And I think it's quite funny, because these love songs feel so repetitive. I'm so, sort of tired of the same chord progression. But on the other hand, I don't want to be that creative, because people demand the stuff they already heard. So, for example, now we got a request, and it should sound like the song Eternal Waltz, which we did 1.5 weeks back or something. So they want to have basically that. So what I do then is, now making myself lunch in the microwave, but they want to have basically the same song, but not, which means I copy sort of the styles, elements of the song Which sort of means I write the same song again because I only have major keys at hand, and when they say they want to have it heartfelt, there's only so much keys I can work in which feel like heartfelt. Oh, that's something I should do a video about. If, like this, do you know this? If you change key, the emotion in the song changes. So if you write a song in, let's say, C major, and your singer said, well, can we have it lower? And you go for B major. That is a totally, completely different emotional feeling. If you're going to B flat major, that's closer, but still not. And yeah, so the next one that might feel pretty much the same or the closest to C major, in my opinion, is G major, then F major. I know G major, then D major, F major, and so on, A major, and so on. Anyway, so like if you increase the Bs and the sharps, that changes drastically. Need to do a video about that. Just rumbling, and give you some examples, because that's quite a funny thing. And I realized that while doing these love songs, how important it is to have the right key. So again, that limits me in what I actually can do. So today I feel like I wrote the same song now 5 times, which probably I have, but that's fine for the clients because they actually demand a song like that. They want to have the sort of the melody, sort of the instrumental, and obviously the voice, which they gonna get, and the same instrumentation. I use the same instrumentation. That's something that bores me as well. There's nothing new, nothing changing. But yeah, that's just the way it is. So, yeah, I now have lunch and then see if I do something very small because I want to be at home at time, in time for my kids. And, yeah, tomorrow I'm at home waiting for a lovely package. So, no, I have a day off. I really urgently need a day off. And, yeah, tomorrow is the day when the SSL Pure Drive Quad and the R2 will arrive, and the D2, which I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, Friday is a day off as well because my daughter is home and I need to take care of hers because my wife is working. And Saturday I will be in, and then we're gonna install the preamps. I'm gonna mix way much more, and I hope that I'm back in schedule. Yeah, let's see. And I'm trying out ClickUp, by the way, not sponsored. I'm trying out ClickUp just to organize my stuff. If you have any idea of a tool where I can say I have a project here and that takes me 8 hours and I can just tick off these hours, or maybe say, well, I might be faster, so I can change the amount of time I need, and the app tells me you need 6 more hours on that project. Be aware there's a deadline coming up. That would be handy. I haven't found a tool like that yet, but I'm trying to figure out ClickUp. Let's see. Not sponsored. Not sponsored at all. So this is one important thing we're gonna do today. Good morning, everyone. Saturday. Got my new toys. Thursday, yeah. And today I'm in the studio for the last time this week. And so today we're gonna install the SSL and the art and everything else. And mix a bunch of stuff, a lot to do. Get the to-do list done. Still working on the project managing tool thingy, but it's getting better. My head's getting clearer. Anyway, yeah, a lot to do, a lot to tackle. Just trying to think if there's something that I need to tell you. Well, yeah, there's a recording session book, or a production session as I call it, with Wolfgang for next month, beginning next month. And there's a recording book for July, can't remember, sorry, with the other band of Michael, so not Fake That, but they are called Leila and the Black Cats. Bit different, but he's the same guy, so he recommended me, and that's why they come into my studio. That will happen in a few weeks, whatever. And we have 3 dates for rehearsing with Midnight Falling. There will be in July and 2 dates in September, so we can start playing shows in late autumn, winter, and beginning of 25, which is awesome. So that's settled. There's one more in-ear monitoring receiver and unit coming the next day. It's just ordered that yesterday because there was a B stock on Thomann, and I just went for it. And so as we finance this through Love Songs, we're basically done. So I'm just waiting for a payment. The last song we did, and then we have all the in-ear units together. The only thing missing then are the splitters and a few bits and pieces. I want to get some clamps for the Audix, because I think I go for the Audix D2 and D4 on toms for live as well, because I really like the rejection of them, and I'm not that happy with the with being a condenser mic on the tom compared to the D2 and D4, or D4 basically now. So I think I can go better with Audix, so let's try that out, but I need clamps for that. And yeah, thing is, the Behringer splitters are currently unavailable, so I'm thinking of going way more expensive for art, but I don't know if that's really worth the money for beginning. I don't know. Need to make my mind up. But yeah, and figured out some stuff for the festival I do in June, the Kids Festival with and by Johnny Carajo. So there will be a festival happening in June. I might have talked about this already, don't know. So anyway, a lot has happened, and I will take you through and stuff. And yeah, let's put this rack together, and let's just move on. It's in. It's in. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Let's put the rest in. I like it. Really like it. So, I have to wire all these cables now, so they are connected properly and everything I have is connected properly. I will do this after a short coffee and maybe one more song mixing, because mixing is important as well. But from what I see now, everything is working. And that's awesome. And I really like what I see here. I really enjoy what I see here. It makes me immensely happy. And yeah. I could cry, seriously. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. You know how it goes. You think you solved it and everything is working fine, then you try it and realize no, it's not working, and then you need to figure out why. So here's the catch, and it's my fault, but I have a workaround, and I think that workaround is actually better. I turned the camera around so I can explain with pointing my fingers on stuff. There we go. The Pure Drive Quad is a 4-channel preamp, and yes, it comes with a D25 sub thingy snake, and I thought I can use these line inputs for an 8-channel converter, which is in there. So I thought it's 4-channel preamp and 8-channel converter. That's not true. That's only a 4-channel converter and a 4-channel preamp. So what I'm doing now, I'm connecting these two, the Gold mic and the Art, to my luckily not sold yet Behringer 8000 on input 1, 2, 3, 4. They go into the link in of the Pure Drive Quad, and that goes into the interface, which provides me with all 8 channels. I hope you understand. Let me explain the whole wiring again, because I think it gets way complicated. So all these plugs come in on the TT patch bay here, and they're half normalized. So if you don't patch anything, channel 1 is NEF 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 go into the analog inputs of the RME interface. Then we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 are inside the RME octa mic, which go through via ADA into the interface. So these are my inputs, 9 to 16. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 going via ADAT to my interface. So that's 17 to 19. Gold mic is 20, 21, 23, 24, going into the ADA 8001, 2, 3, which then go to the pure mic and then go into the interface, which are the last 4 channels. I hope you get the wiring. So now I need to rip out these 4 cables that went to the patch bay and actually wire the gold mic and the arts directly to the ADA and see if I can find a BNC cable, because that's not clocked yet. Holy moly, that's been a mess. Jesus, a lot of cabling back and forth and stuff. And yeah, to be honest, I'm thinking of, don't know if I want to change the setup of the studio, but I realize it's really tricky to actually do stuff because the doors to reach the racks are at the back, and I obviously can't reach the back because there's the wall. So yeah, but on the other side I don't need to access that all the time, and if it runs once it runs, and don't know if that's an idea I should pursue, but changing the setup, because that means that I have to run cable, because then I would put the only option I have is putting one rack here and the other there, and then the guitars need to go here basically or something. I don't know, but I enjoy the setup having the preamps here on my left. Really like that workflow. Anyway, it's working now. And it just ran a short quick test with the dynamic mic, so just to see if all the wirings is right. The only thing that's sort of strange to me is that the yard seems to have a really quiet input level, and you need to press the plus 20 gain knob. Don't know if it's just, yeah, if there's something wrong or if it's built like that. I don't know. Anyway, everything is working. Seriously, every channel is working right now, and that's something good. So I grabbed myself something to eat, and then I urgently need to mix Aragon. And actually I should take care of this metal song, but don't know. Need to be in the mood for that. That's the tricky part, and I think I need to finish Aragon first, so it's out of my head. So the Italian song is done. That's something I'm gonna send to Angelo this afternoon when I listen to it on my headphones at home. And yeah, let's grab something to eat and then see what's up. We're getting somewhere. We're seriously getting somewhere. Just mixed bits and pieces, so Aragon is sounding good. So this one song is sounding good, and I already bounced that one, and we'll give it a listen today and tomorrow, and see if that's the first thing I could send them. Obviously I will mix everything first and then send stuff, but yeah, that's actually sounding good. Yeah, the preamp situation is a bit tricky. Definitely need a BNC cable, and I figured, well, yeah, this patch bay still is a pain in the ass, and I now thought of, might it be the best idea to get rid of all the connections, so that the patch bay is that unnormalized direct, so there's no connection from the A row to the B row, and then I need to patch that all the time. I think That's the safer option. But that would mean I would need a bunch more patch cables, which I could order. And now thinking, do I want to do this right before the band comes in? I think no. So yeah, I'm now asking a friend if here in the region they have a BNC cable, so I can sync the 808000 converter to the rest of the system. Then that will be sorted. And by repatching some microphone with a bit longer odd cabling, I could work around some missing patch cables. Yeah, it's a bit more workaround than I would love it to be, but I only have 4 working days before, no, actually only 2.5 working days before the band shows up. So I don't really want to rip out the patch bay right now, because I know that would be, well, minimum a week of work. And I think I will do this, yeah, a bit later, between several big recording sessions, and then go into a direct patch bay. I think that's a good idea. I hope you know what I mean. Let me explain what I actually mean. Alright. You know a patch bay, right? You have an upper row and a lower row. Normally, stuff that's coming in, you connect to the upper row, to the upper row, and stuff that's going out is in the lower row. And that's the way I use it. So, and we're talking about the TT patch bay, the 48 channels per row patch bay. Every mic input is in the top row. Every connection to the mic preamp is in the lower row. So, currently, this patch bay is half normalized. That means if I haven't plugged any patch cable, the upper row is connected to the lower row. No, it's full normalized, sorry. Yeah, if there's nothing connected, the signal plugged into the upper row is going straight to the lower row. If I plug a patch cable into the upper row, this connection is disconnected, and I have the signal in my hands, basically can patch it wherever I want. So that means that in the back there are 3 cables coming in on the top, ground, plus and minus, and then there are 3 cables going down, ground, plus, minus, and then there are 3 cables going up, plus, ground, minus, ground, plus, minus. That means there are 9 cables in the back of one of these tiny connections. And that's a bit of a mess. And I realized that sometimes the normalized connection works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes I have phantom power issues and whatnot. So I'm thinking I could get rid of this problem by basically denormalizing or isolating my patch bay. That would mean that there is no connection from the upper row to the lower row and the back, but that would mean that I have always the need of patching, which isn't that big of an issue. The only issue there is that I need 24 patch cables all the time. And that might make a recording session like we have next weekend pretty messy, because there are 24 patch cables in there. On the other hand, it gets rid of a lot of issues. And so yes, I'm thinking of doing this. So if you want to follow me along, on patching, on soldering a tiny patch bay, then yeah, maybe you'd like to join me and subscribe to that channel. I think the best week to do this is week 20, so 13th of May. Because all I have there is a live show on the 17th and no recording and a lot of mixing, because we're doing Forest 19 next week, and Raven is coming in at 1st of May, and we have this choir thingy on 4th of May. So yeah, there's a lot of edits anyway. Oh, and Wolfgang obviously. So there's a lot of mixing anyway, and I don't really need the patch bay, so I think I could do this then. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this. So subscribe and watch me solder stuff, and if you have questions about that, leave a comment down below. That song is great. That song is great, and I haven't listened to that song in quite some time, and I haven't heard it with lyrics yet. The song I just opened is Stand My Ground from Wall of Ignorance, a metal band you might not have heard of. Anyway, that's a metal band I'm working with for quite some time now, roughly a year. They recorded stuff here, they sent me files they did at home and stuff, and finally they have a vocalist, and they recorded some vocals and wanted me to know if that works or not, and that works awesome. Really like that song, but I'm so deep in Aragon now and preparing myself for Forest 19 that my music is in a completely different space. Let's call it a day. let's call it a week. Let's wrap this thing up. Wow. Yeah, that's been a fun week. I need to get used to being that busy. I know that sounds weird, but yes. Before everything was a bit, yeah, okay, I have this one project and the occasion love song and that's it. And Midnight Falling, okay. And now it's like, okay, I need to mix Aragon, I need to prepare Forest 19, and I need to have an opinion about this, and I need to have a plan about this. I need to sort stuff out for Midnight Falling, because that gets urgent. I had this show last week, and I'm still in contact with Railway for further gigs, and there's a lot of stuff going on. The metal thing, new bands coming in. There's a lot of stuff in my head right now, and this is something I need to get used to. And I think I will get used to, because it used to be like that way before COVID was a thing. Anyway, really happy with the rack. That makes me utterly happy. We'll sort out this sync thingy in a few days. Already asked a friend if he can lend me a cable, and that should work fine. So yes, that's something for next week, obviously. And next week will be great. Gonna continue mixing Aragon. I want to finish that by the end of next week, and we're gonna prepare a lot for Forest 19, because I want to have that as smooth as possible and as great as possible. We're gonna have 2.5 days recording a few songs. Just forget the 5 or 6. I think it's 5 songs. Can't remember. Anyway, gonna make a great EP. That's for next week. I also get the in-ear monitoring units by next week, and that's something I want to try out. I hope I have the time to do it. Great stuff coming up. Seriously, great stuff coming up. It really, if you like to follow me on that stuff, hit that subscribe button. I want to take you along on all these journeys and all these things. Need to ask Forest 19 if I can actually do some videos with them in the tracking room. I hope they're fine with that, obviously. But yeah, awesome week. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. So thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you few people out there watching my videos, so thanks very much. If you like this sort of content, please share it. Please let other people know what I do, so we can spread this channel. And as always, question, ideas, stuff, leave them down below in the comments. That really helps the algorithm. That's something really great. So if you hit that thumbs up, the video gets spread. If you comment, the video gets spread even more. So that's something where you could help me out immensely. And if you want to help me out immensely more, there's Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee in the description down below. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.